With your Tackle HD fishing report for Pomme de Terre, here's Luke Routh.
Hey everyone, Luke Routh here, wanting to bring you a fishing report for Pomme de Terre Lake. It's the end of February, getting ready to be the 1st of March. Lots of things changing, fish really biting on Pomme de Terre Lake. So if y'all are looking to get out and do some fishing, now's a great time to go to Pomme de Terre Lake. They had a stick bait only tournament this last weekend. It took over 27 pounds to win. So if you ask me if they're biting, yeah, they're biting. I was at Lake of the Ozarks getting my butt beat by Lake of the Ozarks. Wish I was at Pomme de Terre, but have my team partner there, so I got to get a pretty good report. I fished the lake once a couple weeks ago, caught some fish then, so lots of fish biting, several different ways to catch them. We're going to talk about what's working, and then we're going to talk about what I think is going to work here going into the upcoming week, since we're going to catch a little warm weather here. We're getting towards spring, whether we like it or not, whether the weather warms up or cooperates with us. The spring's right around the corner, so here's some baits I'm going to keep tied on up until we get to the spawn. So let's start out by talking the jerkbait only tournament. So you know they're biting a jerkbait. It takes over 27 pounds. I think the top 3 bags were over 20. He said he was catching some on a Pro Blue color jerkbait, table rock shad, anything, guys. The water's pretty clear out by the dam. If you go up the river a little bit, say, Lightfoot, around the Cooper's Cove, that area, and I heard the water dirties up a little bit, so you may want to go to a different color. But out in the main lake, Pro Blue, something with some purple in it, or table rock shad's all working pretty well. He said he caught a couple on a jig, dragging a jig around some points, some secondary points, rocky secondary points. A little living rubber jig with a cross style trailer, hard to beat. Alright guys, they were jerkbait only caught over 27 pounds. From the way I hear it, the way the fish were set up, if you were allowed to throw this thing right here, could have took over 30. I heard there was lots of fish coming off some mid-depth brush piles, some deeper brush piles, shallower brush piles. So look for your brush piles. This thing's got to be a player right now for your Pomme de Terre Lake. Tackle HD swimmers filled up on the Alabama rig. Going to be pretty tough to beat the Pomme de Terre right now. So I think brush was the main key. Heard lots of people talking about brush, talking about the fish coming off brush, around brush. So it didn't seem like the brush had to be orientated in any way either. If you just found some good piles, fish your piles. I heard it didn't take long to get him to bite. I heard it was a couple twitches over at the live scope. See him run up and bite it. So still cold. Water temp was, I heard 44, and I heard you could find, 48, 49 if you looked in the right places. So things I think that are getting ready to come into play. We're getting ready to talk about some spinnerbaits. We're getting ready to talk about the Ozark Flash spinnerbait, CS2 spinnerbait. We're only a couple weeks away from these being a real main player. You get in the middle of March, you're going to want to have these guys tied on, throwing them to the bank, down the laydowns, the logs, fishing the rocks with them. I'm really going to be wanting a spinnerbait tied on here soon. Something else you probably ought to have tied on right now. I haven't been trying it, but I'm sure a crawfish colored crankbait. This is a Tackle HD crankhead, just a 2-pack. Red crawl is going to be the color I'm going to throw. Banging off those shallow rocks, stumps, logs. I'm going to throw this thing down some windy banks and cover some water. I mean, I think we're days away, not weeks away from this becoming a real good bite, but sounds like it's going to be hard to compete against the stick bait and the A-rig. So if you guys really want to go over there and try to target the bigger fish right now, jerkbait might even be number 1, rig number 2, but you guys keep those on your deck, keep throwing them all day long. You're going to have a good day fishing over on Pomme de Terre. So until next time, hopefully we're talking about spinnerbait fishing and some warmer weather, but until then, keep your A-rigs, your jerkbaits tied on. You go to Pomme de Terre Lake, you're going to catch some big ones. So until next time, we'll see y'all later.